Case number is 2019 CF 2948.
All right.
On Mr. Colley's case, Judge, his case is set today because Mr. Colley had filed a request for a Nelson hearing.
Uh-huh.
From my conversations with him, I think he wants to withdraw that, but I'll let the court inquire.
All right. I thought y'all were working this case out. You had an
He does want to talk to the court, Judge.
I thought the state was going to dismiss one of these charges, or
They already did.
wasn't there a plea or something?
The offer was, Mark Alderman for the state judge, the offer on the older case, which is currently one count of first-degree premeditated murder, the offer was plea to one count of second-degree murder. Score sheet indicating a lowest permissible sentence of around 20 years.
Is that to plea out to the judge or plea out to you?
That was a plea up to the judge.
What if I
So
counter off of that?
this
and
is, we can't do offers back and forth in front of me because it might influence me on what to do. You have to do that through your attorney. And this is a Nelson hearing. Did you want to have Mr. Russell off your case for some reason?
Well, I mean, I asked for transcripts, and even though I did receive some of them, I don't get all of them that I asked for. And he just started bringing up the videos this month. And I asked all this all the way from December. And I asked him, I sat in the thing yesterday and asked him, I said, well, if we was to take this to trial, what is your strategy? How are you going to go about this? He looked at me, he said, I don't got no strategy. I don't know how I'm going to go about this. He's not taking my life serious.
Last I recall, there was some rather substantial reduction in possible penalties, and there was a reduction in the offer, and Mr. Russell been working on all that for you. The last time I think this came up, what do you say, Mr. Russell?
Judge, on the transcripts, this is the case where I have not ordered all the transcripts, but the ones we have ordered, I've provided him. There were some transcripts that I didn't order because they weren't really relevant to one side or the other side of the case. The ones that I have recordings on, he has listened to. We've provided him all the other transcripts. The ones that we don't have the recordings on, I've gone ahead and gotten transcribed, and we've sent him copies of those. As far as the videos, my investigator started showing him some videos. I was unaware that she did not finish showing him the videos, so we've started showing him the videos again. I went by there yesterday, in fact, to show him some more videos. As far as the strategy, state's provided some new information. I said at this point, I don't have a strategy because I want to see everything that the state has. There has been an offer on the case. We discussed that. So that's where we are.
Why don't you just get him the transcripts of everything, and then he can decide whether it's relevant or not?
I can do that, Judge. We prefer not to do that because it's a waste of taxpayer money.
Well, he's facing a first-degree murder case. He
Yes,
needs
sir.
to see everything.
Okay.
Whether the taxpayers complain about that or not, when someone's facing a first-degree murder case, they need to see everything.
Even if he's heard the recordings of the depositions.
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor,
So, at this point, he's not being ineffective. So I'm going to deny the Nelson hearing at this point. You can bring it up again if you feel, after you've seen all that.
there's your conflict of interest, sir. I like him off my case. I understand. I realize what just happened, and I'm willing to take it. There's your conflict of interest.
All right, there's a conflict of interest. I'll appoint regional conflict counsel. Thank you.
You said what, sir?
I'm appointing regional conflict counsel to represent you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got what you wanted.
The record, Mr.
But
Russell,
that's
did he
it.
just spit on you?
After that,
Judge, right now it's set for April 22nd, pretrial conference.
all right.
Thank you, Judge.
And Judge, court's position, but was the court not going to hold a contempt proceeding against Mr. Colley?
Not at this time. I mean, he's facing first-degree murder
Yes, sir.
charges. I'll take that into consideration. I'm wondering if I should recuse at this point because I'm now a witness to a crime that just occurred.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I'm hesitant to hold him in contempt, because now I'm wondering if I'm a witness to a crime.
Yes, sir. And, I can speak to Mr. Russell about how he would like to proceed
Yeah.
at this point as well.
Y'all talk to me about that, and then I'm going to see if I'm going to have to recuse as a
Russell,
potential.
you want to speak to me off the record?
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you. Who is, Ms. Leone, who is the person that, who's the defendant we need to have a bond hearing on?
It's Miss Ellie Ainsworth.
Ms. Ainsworth?
Yeah.
Where's she at on the docket?
I'll tell you in a second, Judge. Oh, but that's 13, but.
Your Honor, Tim,
Hang on one second. Ms. Cosgrove, this is Judge Gonteric. Can you hear me? Ms. Cosgrove? Ms. Cosgrove? Ms. Cosgrove, this is Judge Gonteric. Can you hear me?
Can I hear it?
Cosgrove, this is Ms. Cosgrove, Judge Gonteric, do you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you. This is case number, let's see. 23 CF 178, State of Florida versus Ellie Mae Ainsworth, a bond hearing, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tim Gibbs on behalf of Miss Ainsworth, Judge. Judge, Miss Ainsworth is currently charged by information with 1 count of DUI manslaughter, 1 count of vehicular homicide. On those two.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tim Gibbs on behalf of Ms. Answorth, Judge, currently charged by information.
Steve?
That's going to be on. Judge, on both of those counts together, she has a total bond of $200,000. It's so excessive an amount as to preclude the possibility of her furnishing it. The entirety of bail being that to ensure the defendant's appearance in court. Ms. Ainsworth would be living locally in Cantonment with her son. She did have a job cleaning condos in Miramar Beach before her arrest. In fact, she actually turned herself in several months after the incident happened. A warrant finally was released or was signed by the court to arrest her on the charges. She did turn herself in the day that she found out about that warrant. She's not a flight risk. As it relates to the strength of the case that the state has, Judge, one of the frustrating things that when it comes to DUI manslaughter versus vehicular homicide. On a vehicular homicide case, the state has to prove gross negligence. On a DUI manslaughter, the state has to prove simply a crash, a death, and that the person that survived was under the influence at the time. No issues, there's no guilt phase issues on whether or not Ms. Ainsworth was the cause of the crash. In the depositions we've done, it actually, even an off-duty deputy said that it was most likely the other driver, Mr. Cosgrove, who may have been a high contributor to the crash, and that would be a mitigating factor that we would try to present in the event that if Ms. Ainsworth were found guilty at trial or if she entered a plea. Again, she did turn herself in. She's never missed court. She does have some education. She's able to get a job. She's able to communicate with us. She's been in communication with us. Family has been in communication with our office as well. We do not have any reason to believe that she would be a flight risk, again, that she turned herself in as soon as she found out about the warrant. We're asking for a lower bond, Judge. We're asking for $5,000 per count, Judge. We believe she'd be able to furnish that if she were to have a bondsman.
What does the state say?
Your Honor, first, in order for defense to file this other motion for bond, there has to be a change in circumstances. He filed the exact same motion back last year, and that was denied. What wasn't mentioned to the court is the fact that the main concern the state has in this particular case is that Ms. Ainsworth is a danger to the community. She had three prior DUIs, and this fourth one caused the death of Mr. Cosgrove.
Wait a second. She had 3 prior DUIs?
Yes, Your Honor, she
The
admitted.
bond reduction is denied.
Thank you.
She's a danger to the community. Thank you. All right, Ms. Cosgrove, thank you.
Readdress Mr. Colley's case, situation.
Where's Mr. Russell?
He's outside. I know. He finally come back in, but I've spoken with him, and he did not want to pursue charges. Obviously, that decision would be my decision ultimately, just regardless of Mr. Russell's wishes. At this point, I don't plan on pursuing charges. Obviously, we've got the first-degree murder charge. And,
When is that case going to go to trial?
well, at this point, it's very difficult to say now that he doesn't have a brand-new attorney, or that he doesn't have an attorney. We just did some depositions on Monday, and we had some more depositions scheduled.
He's got a new attorney. I appointed regional conflict.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And part of the reason I stayed on the case was because I didn't want to dump an older case on somebody, somebody to pick up the threads after all this time. So obviously I can speak with the RCC attorney. At this point, saying when it would go to trial is hard to say.
I think there was a personal conflict between those two.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Russell and Mr. Colley, so he's not going to get another attorney unless he wants to hire one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, what is the next court date for Mr. Colley's case? 4/22, okay, thank you.
It's unusual. We have no private attorneys that I see out there. We got any let's call the out of custody.
Is Ms. Flowers speaking to somebody? I don't know that she's.
Yeah, have a talk with her. Mr. Keats, you ready to go? All right. Who do we have out of custody? About Donald Griffin. Come on up. Is Donald Griffin here? No?
I have a couple that are out of custody.
Okay, go ahead.
Under that's going to be Michael Ring. It's 25 on the next to last updated docket, page 9 approximately, 23 CF 1318. Your Honor, I have spoken to the state about the possibility of him going into vet court. At this point, he is just seeing if he gets approved for vet court, so we would ask to just continue this to maybe 4/22, and then if he gets accepted into vet court before then he would be off this docket.
Could we do 425?
Can you tell me
4/25, okay, 4/25.
where he is on the docket?
Number 24.
He says he does
Oh,
have a,
it's Ring?
yes, Your
I
Honor.
was looking for Green. Okay. All right, Ring, Michael
Ring,
Ring.
Your Honor.
Okay, you want April 25th?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, well, check out that vet court if that's what you want to do. It's a good program. I think, do the charges get dropped if you make it through vet court, or?
I think it just depends, Your Honor.
It could go either way.
Okay, or is a chance perhaps you get your charge. Check that out, okay?
Yeah, I've already spoken to him about it. I'm just waiting to speak to another doctor about it real quick before I get accepted.
Okay, well, good luck to you. I hope we'll see you April 25th, I guess.
Sir.
Thank you.
All right. Uh-huh. And, Your Honor, there's also one other gentleman out there in the audience. I think he's here early.
Keyshawn Thomas, where's he on the docket?
I think he might be this afternoon, Your Honor. Yeah, you're here. You're here early. You're here early. Yeah. So it'd be this afternoon, 1:30 arraignment docket, page 11, number 33. He was here
I
early,
got
Your
you.
Honor.
I see him.
And it's
All right, this is 24 CF 405, State versus Keyshaw Thomas. He's charged with fleeing a law enforcement officer with lights activated, driving license revoked, and resisting an officer without violence. Court's poured into public defender. What y'all want to do on this?
Your Honor, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea, request trial by jury, and can we have the 6/24, or is it 24, the June pretrial conference date? Because the 4/22 is coming up really quick.
Yeah, June 24th.
Yeah, I don't have any objection as long as speedy's waived, Your Honor.
All right, speed
Miss-
trial waived.
Ms. Richards, are you okay with waiving
Willing to
speedy
waive
trial?
speedy trial.
You're out on bond, might
Yep.
as well,
Yep.
give your attorney a chance to fully prepare.
We are.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
All right, that's it?
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, that's all that I have that are out of custody.
Judge, I can call 2 cases.
All right,
Actually, I can call 3. One of them's in custody, but we're not bringing him down. He didn't need to be on for today. He needed to be on for April 22nd, and we've stipulated to setting him. That's going to be William Eugene Lee. He's the gentleman that's in a wheelchair, and so rather than having to bring him down, him having to undergo that, we'll just put him back on for the 22nd. It's a new case, or a new law violation, not a BOP.
That's without objection, Your Honor.
all right, next.
Next one, Judge, you've got on the docket Kenneth Michael Harrelson. Judge, Mr. Harrelson signed, and I filed a notice of withdrawal of his motion to enforce a plea agreement, which the court was treating as a motion for post-conviction relief. If you'll recall, we had him brought in, and there was some discussion, and I spoke with him afterwards, drafted up the notice for him. He was advising security as they were transporting him back to the jail that he didn't want to proceed with that motion any longer.
All right,
Judge, the next one that I have that's on the docket that needed to be is River Harper. Is Ms. Harper in the courtroom? Judge, I believe that you'd issued a warrant for Ms. Harper, or a revocation of bond for Ms. Harper previously.
okay.
I'm asking for a capias, Your Honor, on this.
Yep, no bond capias then. Okay.
Judge, that's all I have that's not in custody.
All right. Anybody else? Mr. Gibbs?
The only person I had on this morning's docket who's not in custody was Tina Chamness. Judge, I think the rest of mine this morning are inmates. Mayor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of DeMarcus Abrams. I thought he was on the 1 o'clock docket, Judge. I believe he's on the 1:30 docket.
Thank you.
He is.
He's on the menu.
He is? Okay.
How you doing?
Judge, we'd like to enter a plea of not guilty this morning and leave this set for pretrial so we can review the case together, or the cases
You
together.
want to go to June 24th?
Is he, I believe that's where he's already set for the pretrial, Judge. Let's put him on 6/24 for now, just, yeah, that way we know we have enough time.
All right, 6/24.
Thank you, Judge. So give me a call. Do you have my number?
Your Honor, I would ask that he waive speedy trial for putting it so far ahead.
You waive speedy trial for getting that.
That's fine, Judge. We'll waive speedy.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leah.